Hey, what's going on, everyone? It's Sal Stretford Post. How you all doing? And welcome to another episode of Breaking Dawn. I hope you're all well. I hope you're having a fantastic morning. It's 7 a.m. Well, where you are from, I don't know where you're from, but in the UK it's 7 a.m. I'm in the Middle East. It's 10 a.m. over here, so I'm bringing you the early news for everyone to digest this morning. So I woke up, I had a late night last night. Of course, it was the Euros, so I was watching Italy against Croatia. Amazing game, brilliant end to the game as well. So happy to be here, happy to be in your company. So what's happening in the world of United today? What's going on with United? We have to wonder, don't we? Because there's a big outcry of what are Ineos doing? What are United doing? Why we keep flopping on transfers? Why don't you believe in Ineos? You should believe in Ineos. Why do you believe in Ineos? You shouldn't believe in Ineos. So it's a big madness out there in regards to the Man United transfer window as usual. Of course, it's still very early days. That's what we have to keep in mind. But we see certain signs and certain characteristics of this transfer window that have been evident in the last 10 years. It's not like things have been like, yeah, that's good news. That's good news. It's always been a kind of negative spin on our transfers, but let's hope that improves. It is a new regime. It is a completely new team which has come together. So let's give them a chance. Let's see in July, mid-July. As I said, I want all the players, if not 99% of the players, in by pre-season, because that's something we haven't had in a long time. So today I'll be talking about the potential arrival of Manchester United legend Ruud Van Nistelrooy. I never forget when Van Nistelrooy signed. I mean, when he first signed for United, he initially signed the year before, but he obviously had that terrible knee injury, which hampered his move to United. It was sad because I was really looking forward to seeing Ruud Van Nistelrooy at Man United. But Sir Alex Ferguson, his loyalty and his drive to have Ruud Van Nistelrooy in the team ended up being a blessing, because he ended up at United the next season, scoring endless amounts of goals. Brilliant player. Absolutely brilliant. In my view, top 3 strikers in Premier League history. I believe he was the best finisher. I believe he didn't stay long enough. That's why people don't class him as the best. And he plays for Man United, so they don't want to class him as the best. It's like when I'm watching TV, when I'm watching all these channels, all these fan cams, all these who are not associated with Man United, they mention every single player about England. This is about England, right? They mention every single player. Oh, Wheaton, Gallagher, Palmer, Ollie Watkins. But they never mention Mainu, who's just pocketed Rodri in an FA Cup final. Anyway, the news about Van Nistelrooy, it looks likely that he will be coming to United in a coaching capacity. Now, what does that mean for the coaches at United already? Well, it looks like we are building a new structure. It looks like certain coaches could be leaving United this summer. Now, I am not opposed to Ruud Van Nistelrooy coming to United. I believe we do need a shake-up. I think we do need a new structure. But why Ruud Van Nistelrooy? Now, Ruud Van Nistelrooy obviously is a Manchester United legend. He was PSV manager, and he won 2 trophies. So he's not unproven. So for him to come as a coach, it's a little bit surprising, because he could get a managerial job. Like rumours have been circulating, he could have took the Burnley job. But it looks like he's coming to United, and that's good for us. But are Ineos building something for the future? Are they setting a structure that if Ten Hag doesn't succeed, another man just comes in and slots himself in? Is that what they're trying to do? Are they trying to build a conveyor belt of managers and coaches that work together but are always next in line? What do you think about that? What do you think? Do you think that's what's going on? And whose idea is Ruud Van Nistelrooy? Is it Wilcox? Is it Barada? Is it Jim Ratcliffe? Who is it? Drop your opinions. I believe it's Ineos with this decision, and I believe it's a good decision. I believe Ruud Van Nistelrooy is a very good personality. He can also teach our strikers how to put the ball in the back of the net, which obviously hasn't been working last season with Benny McCarthy, has it? So we had a -1 goal difference last season. Maybe he's coming to fix that. Who knows? Who knows? We don't know. But what I do know is Ruud Van Nistelrooy is a Manchester United legend, and he will forever be a Manchester United legend. And I'm excited to see him back. I know we are very nostalgic as a fan base. I know we get carried away sometimes. We were with Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, putting him in the manager position, putting him the weight on his shoulders as a Man United manager. We know we are, but we are very nostalgic. We love our legends. We still sing about Andy Cole. We still sing about Eric Cantona. We still sing about Ruud Van Nistelrooy. We still sing about Cristiano Ronaldo. We still sing about Ole Gunnar Solskjaer every week because we are loyal fans. Well, most of us are. I hope we are loyal fans, and we will always respect our legends no matter what. But we will always call it as it is. We'll always call it as it is, and I believe Ruud Van Nistelrooy is a good appointment for Manchester United. So they're fresh, younger type of coach that will rejuvenate our team, breathe new life into our team. And as a Dutchman, probably has a good relationship with Ten Hag as well. Kenny, what's going on? Good morning. I hope you're well. Thanks for your comment. Ruud Van Nistelrooy, the first player I have witnessed when I started watching football. Yes. Ruud Van Nistelrooy was a fantastic player. 2002, I believe he signed at the beginning of 2002. Brilliant player, fantastic talent, really amazing finisher. I mean, I was privileged to see Ruud Van Nistelrooy live a few times. The guy was lethal. It was lethal. That right foot, even the left foot, he was absolutely lethal. He could hit a ball with power, but he had skill as well and finesse. If you saw that goal against Arsenal way back when, was it 2002, 2003, when he took on the Arsenal team and just delicately chipped it over the oncoming keeper. He is an absolutely magnificent player. When that goal against Fulham, when he took on the whole team and just calmly slotted it into the corner. So underrated for me. So underrated. Probably the best striker the Premier League has seen, but he's so underrated. Unfortunately, but media love underrating our players for some reason. They do. But I am so happy he's coming back to United. Potentially, it looks likely, but it would be a great appointment and an appointment that will add fresh life into this Manchester United squad. It would be a huge upgrade, Kenny. It would be a huge upgrade because Ruud Van Nistelrooy is a calm collective and he's kept himself in shape. I don't want to fat shame. I don't. But McCarthy has not kept himself in shape. Discipline is very important. Very important. And let's be honest, if our striking coaches were so good, why are we struggling to score goals? Why? It's a problem. So the most logical thing to do is bring in a new striker coach to teach these strikers, is in particular Rasmus Højlund, how to position himself, what would give him the best chance of scoring more goals, because he's already a fantastic player, and who will make him reach his potential as a striker, because we all know Rasmus is a fantastic prospect and with the right nurturing could be a world-class striker in the making. So let's hope he comes to United and it rejuvenates our striking department. He may even help Rashford. His personality might be there to complement Rashford. I know that Van Nistelrooy is a type of character that don't mess about. He don't talk too much, but he lets his business do the talking. He let his actions do the talking on the pitch when he was a player, and he lets his actions
do the talking as a coach. He's a very calm, collected man. He's a little bit like Ten Hag, a little bit more, a little bit like a kind of, you know, sit back, relax sort of thing, watch it, don't talk too much, don't get angry. He's not the type to scream and shout. He's the type to put his message across. And I'm glad that another United legend may be walking through the doors of Old Trafford. And hopefully we will be building a new structure that can take us to a title challenge in the coming future. The near future, I hope. The near future, I hope. Because as I said yesterday, I believe that Man United need to challenge for the title. We are the biggest club who is not mounting a title challenge. We're the biggest club in the world who is not mounting a title challenge. It's disappointing. But let's believe in Ineos. I know there's many people saying from my tweet yesterday, I should be patient. You shouldn't be so knee-jerk reaction, blah, blah, blah. We have to push these owners. We cannot believe everything we say as gospel. Everything they say as gospel. We cannot believe it until we see it. You cannot just blindly believe everything you've heard, but the noises are positive. In regards to transfers, it's not positive. So we will call it out as it is, as it should be. That's not criticism. That's a kick up the backside to say, listen, yeah, we're watching and we're seeing how your first summer unravels. And that's what it's about. There's no need to get emotional. There's no need to throw your rattles at the pram. We are calling it as it is. And for me, I believe in them. I support them. And I hope that they bring the glory days back to Man United. Because there's nothing I would love more than to see us lift the title again. And there's nothing I would love more than to watch all those people who doubted us eat their words. So here's hoping that Van Nistelrooy comes in and he brings a new dimension to our play. He brings a new ruthlessness to our play, because that's what Van Nistelrooy was. He was a ruthless, a baller, a ruthless goal scorer. And it's something we haven't had in a while since Van Persie, in my humble opinion. We've had great players, Falcao and Cavani, but not like a proper goal scorer. I mean a goal scorer. Proper goal scorer, proven in the Premier League. So let's hope that goes through. Now, Ten Hag is very close to agreeing a new contract with Manchester United. Rumours circulating is that he will agree a contract by the end of next week, which will keep him at the club for a further 3 years, I believe, and will add a little bit of security in regards to his feeling of confidence within the board. Of course, trust has worn thin since Ineos have been going around flirting with other managers, for example. I didn't agree with the tactics, but I understand. But the way you look at it is that they could turn around and say, look, we looked at all other options who were available, but we still chose Ten Hag because we believe in Ten Hag. Because many people were saying that what message does that send to the players? And I agree. It's not ideal when your manager is being doubted and other managers are being spoken to. Especially this group of players, a few of these group of players. They'll use any excuse to down tool. Some of them, not all of them. So the vote of confidence, which is a proof of belief in the manager, is a new contract. And this new contract should be signed by the end of next week, which is very positive news. Now, that doesn't mean that Erik Ten Hag is immune for criticism. That doesn't mean that Erik Ten Hag, if he doesn't get off to a brilliant start, won't get fired. It doesn't mean that. But what it does mean is that the players can't look at Ten Hag and say, well, you've got a few months left in your contract. I could down tool, I could do what I like. You're not going to be here long anyway. That may not be happening, but there have been rumours over the past of the mentality of a few players that when the going gets tough, they put the blame on the manager. Now, with a contract offer, this brings contradicts that completely. And this brings a whole new meaning to the word loyalty and belief in this structure. Ineos chose Ten Hag. Ineos believe in Ten Hag. Yes, they spoke to other managers. They are a new ownership. They will. But I understand how that may be perceived. I do understand that. These bunch of players do have trust in Ten Hag. Yes, but there are a few that I have my doubts about. And those few are the ones that have been here at the club since the Van Gaal days. But as proven in the FA Cup final, if some of them prove that they are behind the manager. Because if they wanted to, they could have lost that game. And Ten Hag probably wouldn't be here right now. So a lot of them are behind Ten Hag. And that's why I love that celebration at the end when Martinez grabbed Ten Hag, lifted him in the sky. It was just such a good feeling. Honestly, tears in my eyes. Tears in my eyes, because all we want to see is our club succeeding, winning trophies and challenging for the league title, which is the next step. That's what we were raised on. We are Manchester United. Manchester United. We put the Premier League on the map. Without Manchester United in this Premier League wouldn't be as entertaining, as profitable as it is now, contrary to popular belief. What other haters of other teams may tell you, there wouldn't be a sheikh coming to buy Manchester City. There wouldn't be Abramovich coming to buy Chelsea. Because the famous story goes, Abramovich purchased United because he went to see Real Madrid against United in the Champions League and fell in love with the game, the great 4-3 game. You remember that? Abramovich was there. And because of that game, and because of Man United's part in that game, Man United won that game. And because of Man United's part in that game, he decided to buy a football club and he chose Chelsea. So a big part of the Premier League is because of us. So the Premier League needs a profitable Manchester United. They need a Manchester United that is challenging for the league. In the late 90s, we made the league as entertaining as it is. We put the Premier League back on the map, winning the Champions League again after we were banned from Europe, after English teams were banned from Europe because of a certain club. We put the Premier League back on the map when English teams were flattering to deceive in the Champions League. So the Premier League needs a successful Man United. And with stability, with Ten Hag, with Ruud Van Nistelrooy, with a new structure being built, I believe this can be achieved. I believe this could be the start of a new dawn for Manchester United, challenging for the league title again. And all those haters, all those people who said they don't believe, will swallow their words. Will swallow their words. I remember when Chelsea were winning things in 2004, 2005. I don't want to talk too much about them, but this is a great example. I worked with a Chelsea fan back then, and we were coming third and fourth around 2004, 2005. And people were beginning to question Alex Ferguson, Sir Alex Ferguson. And I told my friend, I told my colleague that do not doubt this manager. Do not doubt Manchester United. Lo and behold, a year later, we're winning the league again. We're building another elite European world-beating side, which was Manchester United, the double winners in 2008 Champions League and Premier League winners, reaching 3 Champions League finals in as many years. Now it's time that the fan base start getting behind this manager, get behind this regime. Yes, we can criticize. Football is about critique. Football is about compliments. Football, you call it as it is. No one is immune from criticism, even if you're an elite striker like Harry Kane, throwing his rattles at his pram because people called the game how it went. Let's do this and let's bring on next season. Now, transfer news. Manchester United have improved their scouting network in South America. Ineos have looked at teams like Ajax, like Benfica, and realized that instead of buying from those teams and paying a ridiculous amount, extortionate amounts for players, Man United need to up their game in the South American, Central American, American market. United have previously flirted with this idea before, signing Rafael, Fabio da Silva, Chicharito in the past, but haven't really established a concrete relationship with teams in South America. Now you're talking about River Plate, you're talking about Boca Juniors, you're talking about Palmeiras, Corinthians, all these teams that are brilliant teams at developing raw talent. Because in Brazil, in Argentina, in Ecuador, in Bolivia, in Mexico, etc., they develop players from the street. Now, no criticism to European football. European football is pampered now. European football is far too pampered now. Big up, mate. Big up, Manu FC now. What's going on? Respect for your support. Major love. Thank you for joining me. Anyway, the European player market, it consists of a lot of overly paid, pampered players, even when they're young. What I like about the South American players is that you get players on the street. You get players with that raw talent, the Diego Maradonas of this world, the Lionel Messis of this world. Players who kick oranges up, do kick-ups with oranges and things like that, and play on concrete in their bare feet. That's what we need. Carlos Tevez type players, you know, that raw talent. Lisandro Martinez, you know, they got that fire in their stomach. They got that belief. Now, the news is Manchester United have been scouting Boca Juniors and Aaron, let me pronounce this right, Anselmo. Aaron Anselmo is the next player that we are looking at, that we are scouting. 6'1", 19 years old. He's nicknamed the Tower. Yes, he's only had a handful of appearances for Boca Juniors, but obviously United see something special in this guy. 19 years old, 6'1", nicknamed the Tower. So obviously this guy has a lot of potential, and I would be very excited about a deal like that because it's a deal we haven't done in a very long time. It's a player that's a team like Benfica would sign. You know, Benfica might sign Anselmo. It's a player I'm excited about, and it's a player that United should proceed with doing. And they shouldn't just go for him. They should look and scout. The youth systems and the upbringing of players in these teams are immaculate. They're elite. River Plate, for example, Independiente. These teams are just a next level in regards to talent. And we have to take advantage of that. We have to create a new relationship with the South American market and the Central and American market. We have to, because there are players out there. There are players out there. I would even go as far to say we need to build our relationships in Africa. We need to find the next big thing. We need to have a scouting network around the world. That's what we need to do. So I'm happy about the noise, but at the moment it's just noise. And this is the point I was making yesterday. It's just noise. So I believe we should practice cautious optimism. Not negativity, but cautious optimism. Ineos made the right decision in keeping Ten Hag. My belief went from there to there. When they said they're keeping Ten Hag, my belief went from there to there. I was so happy because I believed that it could be the end. But they went against the narrative that we have been doing for so many years. Now, another rumour is Manchester United have been scouting Spain secretly. They've been scouting Spain, looking at Segunda B, Segunda C, all these teams in Spain looking for talent. Now, these players in Spain are technically very, very gifted. Even if you go to the lower divisions, you will find players who are very, very gifted. For example, Girona, for example, you see players at Girona are just like, wow, you know. They are very, very technically gifted. So I believe it's a very good idea. And it's about time we started taking advantage of the market in Spain, looking at players, scouting players. Because generally, whenever you bring a Spanish player through, if you see a Spanish talent and you put them in the youth team, just like Garnacho, they're generally going to be a baller. Because when you match the talent, the technical ability of the Spanish players, a lot of, not all of them, but a lot of the Spanish players, and you bring them to England, and you nurture them, and you bed them into the English game, it adds a new dimension to them. It adds a new strength, mental strength, added with a technical ability. There's good noise coming out of United right now, and I'm happy about the way things are going at the moment. I'm cautiously optimistic, but of course, nothing has happened yet. And that's what we have to believe. Nothing has happened yet, but we remain optimistic. We have to believe in this regime. I like the Ruud Van Nistelrooy news. It is absolutely a positive news. Manchester United legend, a positive character to come into the dressing room, a player that's proven elite goal scorer at Man United and Real Madrid and PSV. Fantastic player. Over the moon about that news. Now, England are playing tonight, and it's a game against Slovenia. England are already through to the last 16 of the European Championships. If England lose, they will come third. If they do come third, if Denmark win, England will come third. So if England lose, they will already be through due to having 4 points in the third place, best place, third place, so to speak. Now, I don't believe in finishing third and going through to last 16. But the positive about finishing third is England will face an elite team. And I would like to see England against one of the big boys in the tournament. Because at the moment, England have played poorly. You can't say that nowadays. You can't say England have played poorly because players will get upset. Players don't want to hear the truth. They want you to compliment them. They want you to stroke their ego a little bit. It's hard playing for England, says Harry Kane. It's hard. You don't know what it's like. We don't know what to do sometimes. Is it just me? Or does that sound like an England captain to you? Does that sound like a European champion to you? Now, I said a long time ago, Harry Kane is a very talented goal scorer, but we have to move away from him a little bit. We have to try new players. In 2016, Harry Kane had a similar tournament to what he's had now. A similar tournament to what he's had, the last few tournaments, to be fair. He did well in 2018, granted. But the majority of tournaments he's played in, he goes missing. And the big games, he goes missing. And he scores penalties. That's no criticism to Harry Kane, right? You have to be in the right position to get yourself into positions to score anyway. It doesn't matter how you score, they all count. But we have to explore other avenues going forward in regards to the striking department. Will Southgate be here in next season? Will he still be England manager? I don't think so, in my opinion. I don't think England will win this tournament. I believe England have the talent to win this tournament. I don't think they have the manager and coaches to win this tournament. As much as I want them to win the tournament, being an Englishman. Exactly, Kenny. He goes missing in big games. And we over-celebrate these players like, oh my God. Now, what Harry Kane does, he comes into the midfield, right? When his job should be just to stay up front. Because when he comes into the midfield, the players who are behind him, so to speak, stay in the midfield. If Harry Kane stayed up front, the whole team will be encouraged to push forward because Harry Kane's up front. Harry Kane's not quick. I give him one thing. He's good at winning free kicks. He's good at winning free kicks. That's about it for me. If you get it to him on a play, he will score a goal. But that's how it should be. He should be up there, just do his business, put the ball in the back of the net. Simple as that. Simple as that. Now, that's why I was a bit apprehensive about us signing Kane, United signing Kane. United were after Kane in the summer. And there's still rumours that we may sign Kane next season. We may. You know, when he's 31, 32. Would you be happy with that? Now, Bayern Munich, for example, haven't won the league. Even though the addition of Kane, they haven't won the league. Yeah, we need to see Mainu, mate. We need to see Mainu. We need to. He's the only player in that England squad who can actually control a game in midfield. And I'm surprised that no one in the media is mentioning Mainu. They keep mentioning, you know, Palmer. They keep mentioning Ollie Watkins. They keep mentioning Gallagher. Gallagher's an English McTominay. Mainu is a generational talent. I guarantee you this. If Mainu was Spanish, French, German, they would have him playing every single game, especially as he's just pocketed Rodri in a final, in an FA Cup final. Look how good Rodri is in this tournament. And he's leaving him out. It's criminal. It's sackable. Look at Musiala. Musiala was English way up until the age of 21. But Mr. Southgate didn't want to pick him because he was too young. All he needed to do was bring him on as a substitute in a competitive game. He would now be English. And he would be playing for England on the left-hand side right now, probably. Instead of Anthony Gordon. Anthony Gordon, he's all right. He's not a world beater, but he's all we got on the left, isn't it? They need to move Foden to the central of the midfield into a number 10 position. They need to bring in Mainu. They need to move Bellingham in. If they don't want to play a striker, why don't they just take a leaf out of Ten Hag's book, like he did in the FA Cup final? Play a false number 9. You don't have to have a striker. Spain don't. The great Spain of 2008 and 2012, 2010, Spain, they didn't have a striker, did they? They didn't really. They had one. They had David Villa. But then they'll play with the false 9. They'll have Fabregas up there sometimes. Pedro, Iniesta, Xavi. Ballers. Keeping the ball. Look at the game, Spain against Italy. Now, Spain ain't ridiculously better than Italy, but they play the tactics that they're keeping the ball, and the majority of the game is in Italy's half. Now, Italy going through last night means that Italy will be going to the last 16. Italy are my dark horses. And Italy will always be dangerous no matter what. If they get further in the tournament, history, heritage, as Jose Mourinho called it. Heritage. You never know with Italy. The Italians are just a different breed. A different breed. Now, back to England. England are the only team in world football, who will look at a player like Mainu and say, he's not ready yet. Now, I get the impression, and I don't know what you think, Gareth Southgate doesn't fancy Mainu, and he didn't before this tournament. I don't believe he wanted to bring Mainu. I believe he wanted his favourites. I believe he wanted Gallagher in the midfield, and that they know that if Mainu goes to the tournament, he's going to be under pressure to play Mainu. Because Mainu is a different level to Gallagher. I heard news about Man United going over after Gallagher a few days ago, and I was like, I thought, goodness me. My blood pressure went through the roof. I said, this player, no way. This player is so overrated. And I said it a long time ago. I hope he proves me wrong. I hope he goes on and does well at the Euros. But at the end, I don't think he's anywhere near the level of Mainu. He's nowhere yet. And that's always been England's problem. The other day I said it on this podcast. I said, at Euro 96, Man United just won the double. You can't you can't win anything with kids. Quote. Andy Cole, Steve Bruce, Gary Pallister, Paul Scholes, David Beckham did not make the England squad. What's that about? Is there a conspiracy in the FA that don't pick Man United players? Why was it Harry Maguire? Whatever you think of him, why was it him missing out? Why was Harry Maguire missing out and Dunk coming into the team? No matter what you think about Wharton, why is he in the team? Why is he in the squad? Why? What's he proven? Because he played for Crystal Palace? And that's it. That is basically what it is, because Gareth Southgate is a Crystal Palace fan. He is not a Man United fan. I know that for a fact. I lived in Croydon for a very long time. And many Crystal Palace fans say, no, Southgate is a Crystal Palace fan, not a Man United fan. Stop giving me that rubbish. So quick to drop Maguire, so quick to drop Greenwood, so quick to drop Sancho. As whatever you think about them, he was so quick to drop them, wasn't he? But he didn't drop Van Foden, did he? Now I know Cantona kicked him in the chest. I know it hurts. I know he's probably lived with that for the rest of his life. But you cannot carry things from the past into the future. If you keep carrying bricks from the past, you'll build the same house, won't you? So just let it go. Play Mainu tonight, and you'll see a difference. You'll see us controlling the midfield. You'll see a different dimension to England. I can't wait to see. It should roll off the tongue. Rice, Bellingham, Mainu. That's what it should be. Roll off the tongue. Foden, number 10. Rolls off the tongue. That's it. That's how it should be. Saka's a brilliant player, but he shouldn't play every game. He shouldn't. Kane's a proven striker, but he shouldn't play every game. We need to change it up a little bit. But Southgate seems too afraid to change anything. You have to keep people guessing. Look at Italy yesterday. They made changes at half-time. They weren't playing bad. They had great chances to score, but they made changes at half-time. It's bravery. Sir Alex Ferguson, we all know what he's about. Now, imagine 1998. It's 98-99 season. It's the treble winning season. And for some miracle, Gareth Southgate was Man United manager. And for some miracle, Gareth Southgate made the Champions League final against Bayern Munich. It hits 90 minutes, and we're 1-0 down against Bayern Munich. Do you see Gareth Southgate bringing on Teddy Sheringham and Ole Gunnar Solskjaer? No. We lose that game 1-0, guys. We lose that game 1-0 if Southgate was manager. Against France at the last World Cup, we were 2-1 down. And we were playing like we were 2-1 up all the way to the end. We need to look to the future. Manager as well. I personally believe that Ollie Watkins should play. I personally believe that Palmer should play. I personally believe that Mainu should play. It should be a new team now. This team has had its chance. It's had its time. Italy are rebuilding. Spain will be the. Spain have a 16-year-old in their team. 16. It just adds weight to the. If you're good enough, you're old enough. It's as simple as that. They need to bring a new team through. That's why I would have brought Branthwaite to this tournament. But yet we still have Dunk, players of that sort of mentality. Konza, fair play to him. He got in the squad, but he's not playing. And he's another one. Aston Villa, Gareth Southgate, ex-Aston Villa player. So as long as you play for Aston Villa and Crystal Palace, you've got a 50% more chance of getting in that squad. It's not that Konza's a bad player. He's a very good prospect. Play it right back as well. But I'm just calling it as it is. Branthwaite had a brilliant season last season. but he's not in the squad. Dunk had a bad season last season, and for me, he's passive. He's too short. He's a little bit slow. He's good at corners sometimes, but I don't think he's an elite level defender. I really hope that we see Mainu tonight. I doubt it. Rumour is that he's going to start Gallagher, which is criminal again. Criminal. It's criminal. It just makes me laugh. It annoys me. I go crazy if I think about it too much because he's wasting him. And part of me thinks that, Mainu should have just chose Ghana. But why should he? He's English. He's a potentially world-class baller, a generational talent. And if it doesn't work out, you can blame me and say, look what you said. You said he's going to be a generational talent, blah, blah, blah. Now, I really hope he plays some minutes tonight because most likely England won't be dominating the game. They don't dominate under Southgate. England don't know how to take hold of games. They don't know how to win games handsomely. They generally go 1-0 up and sit back, and that's down to the manager. The manager should be on the touchline. Push up. But no, he's like, that's what Southgate is. Now, I don't want to bring England into this too much because it's a Man United show. But it is the summer and it is the Euros. And I'm angry by the way England are conducting themselves in regards to the way they're playing and the way the players are acting in the face of criticism. Now, there's a podcast with Gary Lineker, Alan Shearer, and Mika Richards that airs on YouTube. And what I didn't like is that they're trying to make excuses, right, on why they criticised England. Why it's not personal. It's nothing personal. Was it anything personal when you were criticising Ten Hag and trying to ruin his moment after the FA Cup final? Was it personal then? Do I see you going on your podcast, semi-apologising to Ten Hag? No, I don't see that, do I? But you're there. No, Kane, we really like you, Harry Kane. We really like England. We just want us to win. You'll see a better team. We just want us to win. It's nothing personal. Hold it. You played badly, Harry. You've been playing poorly. England playing poorly. Hold it. Take responsibility, captain. Why are you crying? Making excuses for the way you're playing. Now, a real captain will say, look, yes, we played poorly. Yes, I know we need to improve. And hopefully the next game you will see an improvement for myself and my team. No, you don't know what it's like playing for England. You don't know what it's like. They do funny things to me. It's too hard. It's really hard playing for England. I can't believe how hard it is playing for England. You should know. You should know how hard it is playing for England. Is that the sort of vibe you want from your captain? Is that what it is? Is that what we come to? Is that what Stuart Pearce would have done? Is that what Brian Robson would have said? Is it? It's a loser mentality. Hold it. Say, we want to win this tournament and we know we have to improve. So the next game, we are determined to improve. Slovenia tonight should be the start of that improvement. If I don't see an improvement against Slovenia and England don't win, Southgate should go. Southgate should have been out of the door already. He should have been gone already. After the 2018 World Cup, he should have been gone. After the Nations League relegation, he should have been gone. It's pathetic that we just hold on to things because he's a nice guy. He's a nice guy. Moyes was a nice guy. He wasn't good enough, was he? Mentality needs to change for England. And they need to think more of, listen, we're not good enough. We need to pick it up. And as a captain, I expect my captain to say that. I expect my captain to call us all out and say we're not good enough. If we want to win this tournament, If we want to compete with the likes of Spain and Portugal, we need to play better. We need to do better. And that's my message to England tonight. That's my message to England tonight. No, they probably won't even hear this podcast, no. But if they do, if by some miracle they see this podcast, that's my message to them. Stop crying. Winners don't cry. Winners don't make excuses. Go out there and win. Go out there and win. You've got your full team available. You've got one of the best squads in the tournament. You've got one of the best players for Real Madrid last season. 20-odd goals from midfield. 15-odd assists, something like that. You've got the best player at Man City. The player who pulls the strings. Foden in your team. You've got one of the best attackers last season. Assists. Palmer. You've got a generational talent in Mainu in your team. A player that I've seen a lot of players in my time at Man United. Touching 40 years a Man United fan. So I've seen a lot of players come and go at United. I haven't seen a young player like Mainu since the days of Roy Keane. I'm telling you now, I haven't seen a young player like Mainu since the days of Roy Keane. There should be no excuses. England have the players. They have the players. It's the manager's duty to pick the right players in the right spots. Don't put square pegs in round holes. I know you want to play all your good players, all your mates, but you pick the team that is going to win us the tournament. Don't pick the team that's going to build your relationship with certain players you go to dinner with. Guys, please subscribe, smash a like on the video, and please share it to everywhere you can. I'm building. I need your help to build this channel. I'm building a new community. All of us will get involved in this channel. Hopefully you can join me on this channel in a talking capacity. Hopefully I'll be doing phone calls. Hopefully I'll be doing videos, video calls, etc. Please smash a like. Please subscribe. Thank you for listening. I hope to see you tonight. I'll be commentating tonight tonight it is Netherlands versus Austria. I'll be doing that game and I'll be doing the England game as well. So I'll be doing two games starting English time, 5 o'clock kickoff. I'll be live for the Netherlands game at 4:45 and I'll be live for the England game at 7:45. A very late finish for me again. I'm in the Middle East at the moment, so games are kicking off late. Apologies if I look like a dog's dinner. It's just the way the timing is here. I go to bed at 1, I wake up at 5. I'm here with you guys. So, guys, thank you so much for joining me, and you have a fabulous day. Peace.